Was somebody saying that they don't like the fact that you can take off your shoes on a plane?
I think that is an affront to society, because I don't need to be put in the position of thinking that your hygiene is proper. And some of them is not proper when the shoes come off, Tony.
Do you know the Wilbon story? Do you know the most recent Wilbon on an airplane story?
Please regale. Please.
Okay, so Wilbon is flying from Chicago to Phoenix so that he can go to one of his many homes. He has homes in both cities, obviously. And he's taking a really early flight. He claims it leaves Chicago at 5 in the morning. It's nonsense, but it probably leaves pretty early. And he gets on the plane, and he's in row 3 or wherever he is, because he's never, ever in double figures in an airplane. That never happens. So he notices there's a dog in the bulkhead seat. Not in the seat, but there's a dog on a leash, and the owner is a woman who is on the smallish side, maybe 5'1" or 5'2", and the dog is about, according to Wilbon's estimate, the Wilbon power rankings on the dog had the dog at 100 plus. 100 plus.
That's a huge dog.
So I say to Wilbon, well, what do you mean? When did it start that you could just take the dogs on a boat? Was it a service dog? And he goes, well, how would you tell if it was a service dog? So would have a vest on or something, or something special. He goes, no, it's just a dog. It's a 100-pound dog, and it's just there. And I said, is it in the seat? And he goes, no, it's laying down. I said, well, I didn't know that could happen. I thought dogs had to be in crates or whatever. So I'm behind the times because I don't do a lot of flying.
Right.
So, and when I do, I'm so drugged up that I don't notice much. So he says the plane's in the air for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it's really early. And Wilbon has that great gift, and this is, if you fly a lot and you have this gift, God bless you, I'm so envious. He falls asleep.
I can't do that.
I mean, he falls asleep, and he's asleep not on landing. He's asleep on taxi going
possible.
in. He catches up on all his sleep. So he's about to go to sleep when he says he notices that the dog is struggling to get into the aisle. He doesn't really understand why the dog is doing this. And the owner of the dog is trying to hold the dog back, but finally she's overwhelmed by the dog's pure size and power. And now the dog is in the aisle. And he says, Wilbon says, the dog looks at the door, looks longingly at the door, barks once, and within 10 seconds unloads 100 pounds of, hello, I'm in the plane. And Wilbon said, are you worried about feet, Eisen? Wilbon said that this was the most impossible, pungent, awful smell of his life, and he had 3 hours left on the flight.
Well, Tony, Tony, this is your first Rich Eisen show foray, and I'm as you know, very affectionate towards you, and I would wish you could have gone on sooner, and I'm glad that you're on now. But little do you know, we have the foremost in-flight dog pooping expert of all time sitting here on the show, and my compadre, Chris Law, who once upon a time on a cross-country flight from Los Angeles to Philadelphia had to make an emergency landing because of such a dog drop.
Yeah, Tony, we had a dog defecate
how does this
3
happen?
times.
I thought you could only take service dogs on planes.
Well, this was one of those wink, wink, nod, nod service dogs. So they were allowed to do it.
Where you bought the vest at a kiosk when you went on the flight?
Yeah, with some Dr. Dre beats.
The dog defecated 3 times. They ran out of equipment to clean it up.
3 times?
Yeah, the passengers were throwing up because of the smell. If you Google Chris Law dog poop on plane, you'll get about 75 hits.
Okay, so then, Chris, will you call Wilbon so that you can get this information top 10 if it's in?
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Now, these are 5 good minutes, right, Tony? I mean, just in terms of minutes.
Oh, sure. Sure.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.